Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Here we have today a Mazda CX-5. This is the 2-litre petrol automatic GT Sport Nav Plus model. This is presented in the Soul Red crystal paint with the Nappa Leather interior. Now, with all our videos, all our cars, we always like to give a bit of background on the vehicles, where they've come from, etc. Now, we supplied this car new on the 1st of April 2019. Now, it only seemed like yesterday that these customers bought this car of us, but 3 years has gone by in a flash. So this car was registered 1st of April. Okay, so it was 3 years old a couple of days ago. It has had its first MOT. And the car was last serviced in July. So we will carry out the next service for this vehicle. So it's a one-owner car, supplied by us brand new, and always looked after us, always looked after by ourselves here at TW White & Sons in Orpington. Now, the car's covered about 38,700 miles. I'll get the exact mileage. This was used, the gentleman that owned the car actually is in the automotive industry, in the dent industry actually. They do sort of paintless dent removal. It wasn't used for that, but they've got a business all around the country, hence the mileage. They do a little bit more than average. So it was used to sort of go up and down the country for business meetings, etc. But the customer actually came to us as a referral. And if you're watching this video, thank you very much for the car. And thanks very much for the business. Now, I'll start around the back of the vehicle, and but we'll just say the car is lovely. Hopefully, you know, have a look at the photographs. You'll be able to see and study this video. The car's in beautiful condition. I say they were in the automotive industry as well, so you know they were or are into cars. Right, let's start around the back of the car. So, being the GT spec, which is up from the Sport, you've got an auto tailgate, which can come in handy if your hands are full and you need to put that shopping in the boot. You've got an enormous boot here, and should you need any more room, you've got these clever little levers here, which will fold the seats to an almost completely flat position. I would say not quite 180 degrees, but probably 175. Okay. You've got centre armrest there with the all-important USB ports. And this car, being the GT spec, has the heated rear seats as well as front seats. So that is spec you get over and above the Sport. The Nappa Leather, it's softer, okay? Now, it's actually very, very dark brown leather. To me, I would describe it as black, but it is very dark brown leather. And with the GT, you have the headlining, the black headlining, sorry. They all have headlining, but it's normally a sort of white beigey headlining on the Sport, but the black on the GT. So that's the differences in the back of the car. Now, can I just draw your attention to the rear opening of this vehicle? It almost opens up at a right angle, which is particularly useful if you're getting in and out of the vehicle yourself, or you notice the ISOFIX anchorage here for the two rear outer seats. For getting a small child in and out of their child seat, it just makes life so much easier. Now, I kind of listened to myself saying this a few years ago. I wouldn't have taken into consideration, but since having a young family, that is something that, as I say, is very, very important, I would say. And it saves sort of bumping their heads and stuff when you're sort of bending over trying to get them out. So very good sort of accessibility to the rear of the vehicle, and at the front, and to the front. Mustn't forget about the front as well. Okay. Now, excuse me. The GT has these lovely sort of chrome switches on the seats, which the Sport doesn't. And the front seats are air conditioned. Yes, air conditioned as well as heated. So no hot seats in the summer and no cold seats in the winter. So you will be able to handle those objections quite easily with this car. As I say, you know, leather seats, oh no, they're cold in the winter and hot in the summer. No, this car, you can control all that, and they are 3-stage heated seats. Okay, so let's go around the other side. Now these cars have got front, rear parking sensors. Oh, let's close the boot. In fact, I'll close the boot when we get in the car. Front and rear sensors. You've also got a rear camera. You've got side cameras. You've got a front camera. Look, there's a little camera living there. And this car's got adaptive cruise control and a radar lives in there. Now you've got keyless entry, so no need to take the key out of your pocket or bag or whatever it may be to get in the car. All your electric windows mirrors are here. Down here you've got traction control. You've got your different views from the mirrors, from the camera, which I'll show you in a minute. Parking sensors you can switch off here. You've got an intelligent engine stop-start system, and you can close the boot here. Like so. So you can do that on the boot itself, on the key fob, or at this button. Okay. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8-way electric seat, and then lumbar. Okay. And you have memory on these seats as well, and you can actually memorize your seat setting to the key. So you've got 2 keys of the car. You have one, second driver has the other. Whichever person opens the car, the seat will set to that setting, which I think is really useful, because once you get a nice comfy setting and somebody sort of not messes it up, but changes it, it's often difficult to get it back to where you had it. Right, so I'm going to start the car up now. I just want to draw your attention to the screen here. Now the GT has this sort of like backlit TFT screen, which is something only the current CX-5 has. Now these aren't hugely different from the current one. I say current, this is current, but if you bought a brand new one, which you'd have to wait about 6 or 7 months for now, it would be pretty much the same, but this screen will be bigger and it's got different software. Okay, and it'll have that dash, which you didn't get on the non-GTs, if that makes sense. So the GT was kind of like ahead of its time. So this is an ideal car if you need a car now. It's great value for money. I think these are about £38,000 if you were to buy one brand new. And I say it's very well looked after. You've got all the spec, and it's in lovely, lovely condition. So there's the mileage there, 38,788 miles. And I've brought the service history out. There you go. So the car was PDI'd, that's a pre-delivery inspection, on the 8th of April 2019. Then it had a service in Feb 20, August 20, yeah, and July 21. I say they're doing more miles than your average sort of user, which is sort of 12,500 miles a year. Okay, yeah, there's the service history. So that will have another entry in there, you know, in a couple of days' time for the next service. So it'll be the 4th year service. But it was MOT'd with us only a couple of weeks, I think about a week ago. It was done slightly prematurely. Okay, you've got a heated steering wheel. You've got heated seats, as mentioned earlier, and air-conditioned seats, so it lights up blue. Climate control air conditioning. Okay, you've got a 6-speed gearbox. Now this is a 6-speed gearbox. It changes really quickly, but it's traditional in the sense of it's seamless and it won't roll back on hills. And I know there are a lot of manufacturers, and Mazda did do it for a short period of time, where they used like a semi-automatic gearbox, but a lot of people didn't really get on with it. I know people have become more accustomed to it now, but I think that's a real plus point on in these cars. You've got here the multimedia commander, which will operate this system here when the car is well, any time, but also when the car is moving, because this is touchscreen, but it's only touchscreen when the car is stationary. So let's run you through this now. On the apps page, you've got a fuel economy monitor. In fact, let's have a look here. So this is average 32.4 since reset. I've had these as company cars. I got close to 40 to the gallon. Okay, if I was careful. About 37 if I wasn't careful, but with the ever increasing fuel prices, I was more careful. I certainly would be now. Vehicle status monitor, that'll let you know if the car was low on fuel or needed a service, etc. And you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Don't worry, being greyed out doesn't mean they're not there. They are there. That just goes white when you plug the phone in to the socket in here, okay, via the USB. All right, so no matter if you have a Apple or an Android phone, you can then access and navigate the apps that are driver compatible, okay, through this system. Okay, music, so you've got DAB radio, FM AM, DAB. For those of you who aren't familiar with DAB, I think most people out there will be now. You've got a huge amount, huge selection channels from all around the world, all different genres, etc. And if you're a sports fan, you can listen to Talk Sport with clarity. You can also, as my preferred source, listen to things through the Bluetooth. I don't have music on my phone, but I normally stream music, or I listen to documentaries, normally ones that I have fallen asleep watching the previous night. And then you've got USB 1 and 2, so they live in there, which these USBs charge and read data. By the way, the ones in the back charge only, they don't read data, just the 1 and 2 at the front, which I think is absolutely fine. Okay, so there's your entertainment. Going back to the menu, communication. So once your phone is paired up, you can access your call lists, missed, dialed calls, etc. And it will also notify you and read your text message to you once somebody has sent you one. That is if you've got an Android phone. It's quite clever, that. But you know, I know WhatsApp is one of the apps you can use through the CarPlay, so you can receive a message. I don't think you can write one for obvious reasons. The sat nav is great. You put the postcode in and off you go. Okay, you can search for certain things, like for example fuel station. Okay, so fuel station around here. You've got the direction and the distance, and when you do connect your car up to the internet via the phone, which I would say is useful to do on long journeys, through a Wi-Fi hotspot and use a minuscule amount of data, it will also give you fuel prices, which I think you'll all agree this moment in time is quite important. And also, I've noticed there is a huge variation of fuel prices. You know, it can be like sort of a difference of 5p from different garages. So I think that's really, really useful. Once you're connected to the internet, you also get live traffic updates, weather reports, all sorts of bits and pieces. So moving on. Moving on, I said. No, moving on. I don't want to repeat myself. Settings. Now, this car is extremely well equipped. I mean, this is standard trim on the GT CX-5. Now, the CX-5, there's no basic model, but this has also got a lot of safety features and a 360 camera. Okay, so there's absolutely no excuse not to get into those tight spots. Now, you see how as I turn the wheel here, those lines move, those grids, and they help you to get into a parking space. Now, I'm on private land, so I can do this. But if I move forward, yeah, now I've got right within these lines, okay? And I did it first time using these grids just to line myself up, all right? And then you've got the front camera as well. They're all very useful, and sides. Look at that. I'm almost square in there, okay? So it makes life a lot easier. Okay, so you've got your camera there. You've got a heads-up display, okay, which will display speed and the speed limit, sat-nav functions, warnings, and various other bits and pieces. But you can adjust the height there and set that to your seat setting. You can also change the brightnesses, amongst other things. This display here, you can turn it off completely, yeah. But you can also change the bits and bobs there. Safety, you've got distance recognition support system. So it recognises if you may be getting too close to an object in front, and it will come up and say stop, or I think it says brake. So a bit of warning there. If you find it intrusive, you can turn the sensitivity down. You've got smart brake support. It will apply the brakes if you get too close to a car. I had a Volvo that I rented once, and that had it. And I was in a foreign country trying to navigate a roundabout, driving on, to me, the wrong side of the road, and I got too close to the car in front, and it actually saved me from going in the back of someone. It applied the brakes, similar thing, well, the same thing. And it's got smart city brake support. Excuse me. So I'll give you a scenario. You're in traffic, it's stop start, it feels like it's taking forever. You look out the window, it's a hot day, you know, you sort of, you're losing the will to live. You're getting very tired and lethargic, and you look out the window and your car's rolled, and it's rolled too close to a car, person, object in front. The car will apply its brakes. Now it will do that when there's no driver inputs. You're not turning, braking, or accelerating. So you know, you've been distracted. Now the great thing about these safety features are a lot of accidents happen in this scenario. So statistics show. So it is, excuse me, a system recognised by insurance companies, therefore reflects in your insurance grouping, and hopefully in your premium. You've got blind spot monitoring system. So in each wing mirror, should somebody overtake you or undertake you, it'll light up in the wing mirror and bleep just to say careful, someone's coming from the inside or the outside. Okay, once again, you can change a few things on there. On that particular one, you can change the loudness of the bleep. You've got lane keep assist system. So as you're driving along, it'll keep you within your lane, okay? You'll feel resistance on the steering wheel. It's superb. And if you took your hands off the wheel, not that I'm recommending you do this, of course, it will correct you twice, and then it will come up, hold the steering wheel, okay? You've got a traffic sign recognition system, driver attention alert. The car will monitor your facial expressions, the drivers. And this has happened to me on many occasions. I'll be thinking, oh, cool, I'm about 2 hours into my journey. I'm feeling a bit tired. I think I will stop. And it'll literally come up, take a break. It can tell, it really does work. Okay, but you can turn that off again, but it's worth having. You've got a 360 camera, okay? You can auto display it, something that auto display it. You've got the dynamic path lines and the front camera view. So it's all good stuff. Let's go back into the settings. I'm sure I've missed something. So safety we've covered as well. So a very safe car. You can see why so many families have them. You've got the BOSE stereo. It's superb. It's amazing. Bring your favourite CD, because we still have a CD player in this car, and let's demonstrate it to you. Failing that, let's stream something. It's an excellent sound system. The clock is GPS synced. You can't get more accurate than that. I think it's synced to like 11 satellites. You've got some vehicle settings, rain sensing wipers, door locks. Now this has got smart keyless entry, Now look at this, there's a feature not a lot of people know about, and that's our fault for not handing over the cars correctly. Walk away lock, activate that. When you walk away from the car with the key on your person, the car will lock itself, and it'll also lock itself as you move away. Keyless lock bleep volume is sort of set to off. I'm going to set it on high. Now what that will do is it will also bleep to tell you the car has locked, and you'll notice the wing mirrors will also fold in. So a really lovely feature there. Lighting is very important, and this car has adaptive LED headlights. So these headlights will turn as you turn with the car. It'll have high beam control, so you can put your high beam on full. You can drive down that country lane. The whole road is lit up, and often I say in all my videos, you can see more at night with these lights than you can in the day. Hope that makes sense. But it'll light up the road, and should somebody come the other way, it shall dip your lights, but it won't dip them to compromise what you can see entirely, but it will dip the lights enough not to dazzle the oncoming driver, and you know, to give you the best possible vision. They are fantastic lights, and you've got interior light timeout, all these sort of things that have been on cars for quite a while, but I don't think a lot of people know these functions are there. So interior light will turn off after 30 minutes if you left it on. No, if you leave the door open. So you're washing the car, you left the door open, the interior light will go off after 30 minutes to stop your battery going flat. When you close the door, the interior light will go off over 15 seconds, so it'll slowly dim. Okay, you've got coming home lights, leaving home lights to give you safe passage to your car or to the home. It's all great stuff. Okay, so a well-equipped car, great condition, superb spec, and you can have it immediately. And that's the main problem at the moment, is availability of cars. So we are very privileged to have this vehicle, and it's great to say, yes, we have an automatic car, rather than write your name. Let's write your name down and give you a call should one come in. Now, part exchange is extremely welcome, no matter if you have a Mazda. If you don't have a Mazda or a Suzuki, we're interested in any part exchange. We really are, and we want you to have a seamless, enjoyable experience in buying a car here at TW White & Son. So do go on those websites that are heavily advertised, punch in your reg number, get a valuation in under 10 seconds or whatever they advertise, and then give us a shout so you know roughly what your car's worth, and let's go from there. We have great finance facilities. This car will come with a 12-month warranty. That's a 12-month Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty, not a silly warranty that has a silly claim limit, and all that happens is you know, you become disgruntled and don't even bother claiming because it's so difficult to do so. This is a Mazda warranty. It comes with roadside assistance, and that's a comprehensive roadside assistance package. It'll start the car from home, you know, come to your home. It's European cover, the passengers are covered, you get courtesy cars, etc. So a very comprehensive cover. So please do look that up, Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty. The car will be serviced in the next couple of days. It shall be valeted over the next couple of days. Yeah, and we're here to help. So should there be anything you'd like to ask about the car, if you want more specific photos or videos, please do not hesitate to ask. It's no bother. And try us at any time of day. Drop us an email out of working hours, or failing that, give us a call and leave a voicemail. We shall try to pick that up and come back to you ASAP. Okay, so thank you for watching the video. We're now almost 24 minutes in, so I hope I've not put you to sleep. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.